Ethereum is continuing to move from strength to strength to strength, with on-chain indicators showing a very powerful trend for Ethereum right now, in many ways outpacing Bitcoin. And you know what? Big money, they are starting to notice just what the heck is going on with Ethereum. They are piling into Ethereum like never before. In this video, I'll break down those key indicators and on-chain data for you, as well as talking about the big money guys piling into the market and what it means for the future of Ethereum. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that is a topic that you'd like to learn some more about, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, gently tap on the thumbs up button, and click on the notification bell to know when I put out a new video. So let's go ahead and turn into the charts. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time on the charts here, but I did just want to take a minute to talk about this. So right now we can see that Ethereum is struggling to try and get back over the 50-day moving average, the purple line on the chart here. Basically, it is a line of resistance. We've seen it being resisted here. We've seen it acting as resistance here. And we've seen it acting as resistance here. So that is 3 rejections that we've had for Ethereum trying to cross back up over the 50-day moving average. The good news is that we are still well above the 200-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average, that is more of a short-term. We are in a bit of a bearish moment for Ethereum, but we're not in a bear market or anything like that we can consider. Just a bearish moment where we are underneath the 50-day moving average. Generally, you want to see the price staying above the 50-day moving average. You can see that most of the bull run here, Ethereum has actually been above the 50-day moving average. Tested it as support here, tested it as support here, actually dropped below it for a few days here. Nothing, of course, compared to our current situation. Briefly dropped below it there before recovering, and a bit of a close test here. Now, of course, we have been closing under the 50-day moving average basically for 2 weeks straight, so that is not particularly bullish. I really want to see the price closing back above this purple line here with, of course, a bit of freaking volume to back it up. We have seen the volume just dying right off for Ethereum. Basically, since the start of this entire move, you can see that the volume has just been going down, 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 down. So that's not particularly awesome. I'd like to see any of these moves happening with a bit more conviction from the market. So it's not surprising to see that we are continually getting rejected here at the 50-day moving average. I want to see a break above this with a damn decent volume spike to back it up. Thankfully, we are still not down at the 200-day moving average. We haven't even really come down to test that as a line of support. So let's hope that we can just kind of stay away from there right now. Although that would be juicy, 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 picking up some under $2,000 Ethereum right now. So we'll see what plays out. By the way, every single week, my team and I create Wealth Mastery. It is an investor report for cryptocurrency investors. Every single week, you're going to get a deep dive altcoin report, a trending coin analysis, a step-by-step decentralized finance tutorial where you can earn some insane yields, top-tier technical analysis, an interview with an industry leader, the latest airdrops, the latest token sales, and much, much more, all for less than $10 a week, making this the most value-packed and at the same time the most affordable investor report on the market. Just click on the link down below me here where you can get started and become a member today. Now, right now, market dominance, Bitcoin 40.2%, Ethereum 18.1%. So Ethereum at this point only needs to just a little more than double to flip Bitcoin. Not that I think that's the most likely situation to happen, but man, that would sure be interesting if it did. It would be a crazy time in the market if Ethereum became the #1 cryptocurrency. And of course, with Bitcoin, we're not to be #1 anymore. I think we're unlikely to see a situation where Ethereum basically has its own bull run and completely decouples away from Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is, of course, still highly invested in by all the big money crowd. A lot of the people playing the altcoin game bank their profits into Bitcoin. But wow, Ethereum has been doing super, super well. And we've got so many statistics just showing that. So here's one from Into the Block. Despite the recent drop in the price of Ethereum, the number of Ethereum hodlers continues to grow. So yesterday, a new record was established. There are now 58.9 million addresses, you can see here, with a non-zero balance. Now, some of those addresses might have like 10 cents worth of Ethereum on them, but most of them will have a decent amount. We're going to talk, $50, $100, or, obviously up, and away. So that is pretty gosh darn amazing to see. This is an increase of 8.16 million addresses just this year. So in the last few months, we've seen an incredible increase in adoption for Ethereum, with loads of new users piling into the market. So that's very exciting to see. We can also see that Ethereum is continuing to absolutely freaking crush it in terms of, let's get that there so we can see a little better, on-chain volume. So you can see here, this is the chart. The pink box is Ethereum. The blue is Bitcoin. So what we've seen over the last few months is a situation where Ethereum is just going insane. So this is on-chain volume. So essentially right now we have Ethereum doing, in the month of May, $666 billion worth of on-chain volume. Now, for reference, that's like, that's as much volume almost as Ethereum did all of last year in just the month of May. So already we've seen Ethereum just this freaking year do nearly, not quite there, but nearly $2 trillion in volume. That is incredible. And something like $1.8 trillion in on-chain volume settled. And of course, well ahead of Bitcoin, which you can actually see has gone down a little bit over the previous month. So we did more volume on Bitcoin in April versus in May. Very, very interesting statistic to see. We're also seeing this stablecoin value settled on Ethereum has now flipped Bitcoin value settled on Bitcoin. I feel like that's a pretty big deal. So there are now more dollars and euros and yen being exchanged on Ethereum every single day than there is Bitcoin being moved on chain. Now that's just stable coins, on Ethereum. That doesn't count for all the tokens, the Ether, the gold commodity tokens, and all this stuff that are being moved around on the network as well. That's just stablecoins. That's incredible to see. People are flocking to Ethereum. Right now, what's amazing, the fees are pretty gosh darn low. So that's something I want to point out too. The fees are really low right now on Ethereum. So if you've been meaning to do something on Ethereum, maybe you have something on Uniswap, you've been waiting to sell for a while, waiting to buy for a while, maybe you wanted to try out one of the decentralized finance protocols like Wire and Finance or Bancor, now's a pretty damn good time to do that. So take advantage of the low fee situation. Also, this is very interesting. Last week, on-chain exchange flow, we had $8 billion coming into exchanges in terms of Ethereum and $10.3 billion going out. So last week, we had $2.3 billion of Ethereum exiting exchanges, going into people's personal wallets, being taken off of the exchanges. Now, a lot of that Ethereum, it's not just sitting in people's wallets. Most of it's being put to work in either decentralized finance or ending up in the ETH 2.0 staking contract, which has now exceeded 5 million Ethereum locked up in the ETH 2.0 deposit contract. That's around like 4.6% of the total supply of Ethereum. So that's pretty gosh darn cool. We also have this chart here that shows Ethereum continuing to leave exchanges. So we did have a brief spike, as you can see here, during the big sell-off where we did have some Ethereum sent in, people were taking profits, but now we're going back down again. Accumulation is happening for Ethereum. People are buying Ethereum, getting it off of exchanges, sinking into DeFi, putting in the deposit contract, accumulating positions in the network. So it's pretty interesting that only 11.11% of the supply is currently sitting on centralized exchanges, meaning that the majority of Ethereum is in the hands of people who are using it. Very, very interesting. And this is probably one of the most interesting stories in terms of big money getting into the game, big accounts piling into Ethereum. So we can see that during this sell-off situation for Ethereum, that we actually had addresses which had 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000, or 1,000 to 10,000 Ethereum, basically selling off over the last few weeks of May. But whale accounts having 10,000 or more Ethereum actually on the uptick here. So we saw those guys actually accumulating more Ethereum, which is pretty incredible. Now, some of these accounts sizes have started to accumulate again. We can see the 10 to 100 group, for example, as well as the 1 to 1,000 group. They've actually started now swinging back up a little bit. So those guys hopefully would have got a decent exit, and now they're reaccumulating Ethereum with their profits that they made from selling high and, of course, buying a bit lower. We still see the crowd in the 100 to 1,000 Ethereum still on a bit of a decline at the moment, but it just shows you again and again and again, big money and small money play the game inherently differently. Big money buys dips, little money sells dips every single time. So if you want to know how winning is done, watch what the big money is doing. Act like they act. It's not that hard. It's just that you have to pay attention to the rules of the game and play by those rules, because this is how the guys who are actually moving the market are playing the game. And yes, big money is buying up Ethereum. So institutional investors continue to exit Bitcoin in favor of Ethereum, with Ether investment products now representing more than 1/4 of institutional cryptocurrency assets under management. Wowzers, this is incredible. So we are really seeing a fundamental shift happening right now with the institutional investor crowd. They still like Bitcoin. There's still a lot of those macro investors and the big funds. They still like Bitcoin. So I don't want you to think that they're all abandoning Bitcoin, but they are really taking a big interest in Ethereum. And it's so funny because 6 months ago, I started talking about this and people were like, oh, come on, the evidence is all here. Big institutions, big money, they only want Bitcoin. They're never going to buy Ethereum. Ethereum's a crap coin and all that stuff. I heard it all. But here's the evidence. Institutional players, they want Ethereum because they understand all the value propositions. They understand Ethereum's moving to 2.0. They understand that Ethereum's moving to proof of stake, which is going to dramatically lower its environmental footprint. They understand that EIP 1559 is coming. Remember, these are institutions. They have research teams of people figuring all this stuff out, right? I get to share this information with you guys here online, and you don't have the advantage of having a team full of researchers figuring out what stuff to buy, right? You just got to try and piece all this stuff together yourself. But these guys know what's up. They understand the value proposition of DeFi. They understand the value proposition of NFTs. They understand what is being built on Ethereum. They understand the developer lead. They understand all this stuff, which is why they're piling into Ethereum. They're buying it. They're staking it. They're getting that 6-7% annual return on their Ethereum. It's pretty incredible to see what's actually happening right now with the big money interest in Ethereum as an institutional asset, basically. Anyway, those are my two gwei for the day. Your question, do you own Ethereum? And if so, what percentage of your portfolio is in the Ether asset? Very curious to know. Hit me up down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.